So if you're watching this video, you're probably asking one of two questions. One being, what is Cevo or ESEA? And two is, should I try Cevo or ESEA? And I'm going to try my best to answer both of those questions in this video. So let's get started. So before I'm going to answer the question of should you try ESEA or Cevo, I'm going to answer the question of what is ESEA and Cevo, because a lot of you out there don't seem to know what it is. Whenever I play it in my stream, I always get constant questions, what is this? And then I explain to them it's Cevo or ESEA, and they always ask me what it is. So pretty much there are multiple things you can do on ESEA and Cevo. The most popular being, it seems, is pugging. And pugging pretty much is just following the rule set by ESL and just overall esports in general, like 35-second bomb timers, 128-tick servers, etc, etc, etc. This leads to more competitive play for the most part, and a lot of people just like these settings better because it makes the game overall more competitive and better in a lot of people's opinion. Also, there are no ranks in pugs. You will be played against other people who could be varying ranks. They could be global elite, they could be silver 4. You never know. The only thing that are in pugs are stats, and you have RWS in ESEA, which pretty much it goes by the amount of damage you do per round, and similar to Cevo is efficacy. They're pretty much the same thing. They're a little bit different, I guess, but these are basically the stats that most people use to determine whether there's a good player or not. But just like rank, there can be little errors here and there of people having high RWS or high efficacy that probably aren't that good. The other main components of Cevo and ESEA are leagues, and if you've ever seen the pro players play, they play in the professional division for ESEA and Cevo for the most part. And pretty much you can play in a league of your own if you're a lower ranked player, not too low particularly because you'll probably get stomped. But if you are like an average player, you think you're pretty good and you can get a team together and you can pay the entry fee, or in both leagues they have free versions. There are different versions pretty much depending on skill level. You can sign up for one of those with your friends and play a whole season of matches, which I know on Cevo is about 8 games. And if you do well enough, you'll get moved up and moved up and moved up, and then eventually you could, I guess, become a professional team if you're good enough. But to do that, you would have to be really good and continue winning and winning and winning. Now comes the question of should you try ESEA or Cevo? And if you're asking yourself this question, I recommend you try Cevo first if you haven't already. This is more for the lower ranked players of Gold, Nova to about MGE. Anything up, you could probably start playing ESEA. But Cevo, since it's free, tends to be a lot of lower ranked players, and not all players are like that. You'll run into guys who are really, really good, but for the most part, it's a lot of mediocre to lower tier players. But if you want to get a sense for what ESEA is like or what pugging is like, you can definitely try Cevo, and it's pretty fun for the most part. Or if you just want to try a league, I recommend starting off on Cevo first. ESEA has no real rank requirement to sign up. You can sign up at any rank, but what people really normally say is you should probably be LAM to global area, around that type of skill range or that type of rank range before you try to play ESEA. I get a lot of questions from DMGs and LEs like they're like 1 or 2 ranks below LEM, and they ask me, should I try ESEA? And if you're that rank and you really think you can do it, I recommend trying to play ESEA. You can always pay the $7, I think it is, to try it out for a month and maybe play a few pugs. And if you get wrecked, don't continue to play it, please. What you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to take that as a loss, and you're going to want to try to improve and get better outside of ESEA, and then maybe come back a month or 2 later and see if your skills improved and you're finally good enough. Because hey, $7 isn't a lot, and if you really want to test it out and you really want to play against some pretty good players, you can try it out. But if you're anything below DMG, you probably are going to want to wait. You're probably going to want to get your skill a little bit better. I don't know you. You might be the best MGE in the world. I have no fucking clue. But if you're below DMG, I definitely recommend Cevo. It's probably for you. And if you're DMG, LE, it could go either way. It depends what your skill level is like, because matchmaking rank doesn't really reflect skill very well. There's a lot of people who I've seen in LE recently who can't even spray their gun and they don't know the spray patterns. And if you don't know that, you're definitely going to get wrecked on Cevo and probably ESEA, to be quite honest. So yeah guys, I hope this video could help you out, and I want to say one other thing before I go, and that is that we now have a shirt design and a apparel shop pretty much. There's mugs, mouse pads, shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff. Check it out in the link down in the description. I'm sure there was an annotation on the screen throughout this whole video. Go check that out though. It helps support me and you can get some awesome stuff Link is down in the description. And if you like this video, how about you hit that like button? And if you dislike this video, how about you hit that dislike button? And if you're new, how about you subscribe? And when this video does get 200 likes, we'll be uploading the next one. So be sure to smack that like button. But yeah, guys, this has been the Chosen One Inc. And as always, peace out.